So how often do you keep in contact with your donors in order for you to build a relationship but not to be too
Mhm.
much for them, because there is a balance in
Yeah.
between leaving them the space for their activities and their personal time and business time. So what do you suggest?
So I'm going to answer that, and then I'm going to ask if anybody else has anything to add to it. It depends on what you're asking for and what stage you're in. Sometimes you have deadlines, like your non fundraising awareness event or your ask event, like attendance. You need to know people are there. Or you want to follow up after the ask event. People are not returning your call. People have lives, people are busy. What I do is I keep up with them once a week, once every 2 weeks, more at the beginning, maybe 2 or 3 times a week at the beginning, because more often than not, I find, "Oh, I am so glad you called. I know you've called. I have not had time to get back to you, and I so want to support your campaign." I find that happens. If I keep in touch with them 7 times throughout the year, that's a non-fundraising ask, that helps. I find that I need a strong stewardship plan, which I tend to do a lot within the first month, those 5 stewardship gifts. So it really depends on where you are in the campaign, but the idea is to build a relationship, to make it strong so that they trust you, so that what you're doing is you're saying, here's the next step here's the next step I'd like to take. Would you join me? They say yes. You do the next step. You follow up. You do that. You show that you're trustworthy. And you keep doing that until they give you a yes no decision.
Joanne, I would just add to that, your only job is to bring everyone to a yes or no decision. And it's important to remember that our donors are busy people. I know we don't want to pester them, but I can't tell you how many times I've heard from donors, thank you for continuing to reach out. I saw that you left me a couple of messages. I just got your text. I've been out of the country, or I had this going on, or that going on, and they are thankful for your persistence. But we do want to make sure that we distinguish between those folks who have never responded to anything. Okay, they probably don't want to hear from you weekly, but those who do respond, and then typically I will ask them permission. If I don't hear from you in 2 weeks, do I have your permission to just follow up on this conversation? Let's find a time to get back together. Or they'll tell me I'm going out of the country, and I'll say, I'm so excited about your vacation. You'll be back in 3 months. Should we go ahead and put something on our calendars now so we can plan to reconnect when you get back in the country? And can't remember one who said no to something like that. So just
Okay.
getting them into those conversations and then keeping the conversation going is important.